Hello, good people. For those of you who aren't familiar with us, let me introduce my family and myself. I'm Jack Ferguson, my wife is Gloria, and my two children who are still with us are Harry and Marilyn, whom we call Mercy. We have two more daughters who have married. Karen is married to Hector, and they have two children, Natalie and Aiden. They're living near the Mexican border in Texas. After 7 years of prayer on my part, and the merciful grace of God, Hector was called into the ministry in 2011. Next is Enady, who's married to Asael. They're living in northern Illinois. We have been serving as missionaries to Mexico since the year 2000. Our first term was spent in the state of San Luis Potosí, located in the high desert about 400 miles south of Texas and 200 miles north of Mexico City. Here we were involved in church planting, running a children's home, and teaching numerous classes in a Bible institute, along with starting a Christian school, among other activities. During our second term, we served in the state of Tabasco. Tabasco is the doorway to the Yucatan Peninsula. The southeast of Mexico is a virtually forgotten area, with approximately 90% of all American missionaries being located in central and northern Mexico. Tabasco is a very different Mexico from that with which most people are familiar, in that it is tropical and full of rivers rather than mountainous desert, like most of Mexico. It's located at the very bottom of the Gulf of Mexico, and it is very much like the bayou area around New Orleans, just a little warmer. It is also highly prone to flooding, which is pretty much an annual thing there. Here in Tabasco, we continued with our church planting, establishing a church in a village called Huatacalca, near the town of Nacajuca, about 25 miles outside of the capital city of Villahermosa, from which we were blessed to be able to get a second church started in a neighboring county called Jalpa de Mendez, using some of our original church membership. We were also working with a young preacher named Hugo, whom I have been training with the hopes of getting a third church going in another county called Cunduacan, a little over an hour west of us. During the year 2011, the Lord allowed us to lead the people of our church in buying a piece of property on the edge of Nacajuca, where we have recently held Bible clubs. This will eventually be the church home. While in Tabasco, we were also enabled to start a small Bible institute, graduating 2 servants just before we left. And the Lord helped us get a printing ministry established with the help of a national pastor in the city of Villahermosa. Over the last 5 years, the Lord opened numerous doors for me to preach in various conferences, special days, and youth camps throughout southeast Mexico, as well as a number of other states. We have now left the church in the capable hands of a young preacher named William, who among quite a few others was called into the ministry through our preaching. In the coming years, we'll have a slightly different approach. We will be offering evangelistic services to local churches throughout the southeast of Mexico, most of which are in rural areas and are often struggling just to support their pastor. We will bring the rally to their area at no cost to them. We will set up in a public place like a park or a ball field and provide fair-like fun and games. We then invite the entire community to come and enjoy the fun completely free of charge. After the visitors have had fun for a couple hours, we bring them into a tent or similar shelter for a preaching service. We repeat this process again later in the day. We thus make the church well known publicly. We give the community an enjoyable experience in regards to the church, and it also provides numerous decisions for Christ immediately, along with a good supply of names and addresses for later follow-up. In our church in Tabasco, we held a rally in our town in the spring of 2011, where we received over 500 visitors. More than 400 of those visitors gave us names and addresses, and we realized over 220 decisions for Christ, all in a brief 24-hour time span. and that in a town with a population of only 9,000. We were given use of the county sports complex for the event without charge, and we were legally able to enter the public schools and businesses to invite people. Mexico is still very wide open in this respect. That is to say, we are still free to practice our religion in every place in Mexico. This dramatic approach to reaching a community, which is functioning very well through other ministries in central Mexico, inspired me to establish a similar ministry specifically for the southeast of Mexico. The cost of travel, as well as the danger involved by traveling from central Mexico to the southeast, is quite high. But having a rally ministry based in the southeast itself will allow us to offer the same type of help to local churches all over the southeast, which, as I've mentioned previously, is a basically forgotten portion of this wide open country. Eventually, we hope to go into Central America with this ministry too. I already have lined up the help of a national pastor in the state of Campeche, which is geographically about the center of the Yucatan Peninsula, from which we can establish a base and have access to the entire southeast without having to cover the enormous distances involved in traveling from central Mexico. My pastor friend is right now helping to organize workers while I am up here in the U.S. putting it all together on this end. How can you help? Well, I'm very glad you asked. First of all, pray. Pray, pray, pray. Nothing of spiritual value ever happens without prayer. Praying is not the least you can do, it is the most you can do. Secondly, if you already support us, stay faithful. God will surely give you a great return on your investment. Third, if you don't already support us, prayerfully consider doing so, or at least consider an occasional offering to help make a specific rally possible. I know many of you dear people are not in a position to make a continuing monthly commitment. However, each rally will be possible as we receive the needed funds, whether through monthly support or special offerings. In this way, you could be involved in this exciting ministry without the pressure of a monthly commitment by sending an offering for each specific rally as the Lord leads and enables. Fourthly, you can help us right now with a special offering to purchase the needed equipment, the rides, inflatables, a tent, and the necessary vehicles to transport everything, all of which we can of course use over and over again. Lastly, but probably the most exciting of all, you could go with us and experience one of our rallies in person. Come as an individual or as a church group. This is truly an excellent opportunity for your youth group, offering a brief, fun, and productive experience for everyone. Finally, I would like to thank you for your time, for your love for souls, and your desire to reach others with the wonderful news that brought you to know Christ as Savior. May God richly bless you as you serve Him by helping missionaries everywhere get the message out.
Hi, I'm Pastor Keith Gomez, pastor of Northwest Bible Baptist Church in Elgin, Illinois. And I come to you on behalf of Jack Ferguson, our missionary to Mexico. When we were meeting in a rented schoolhouse when I first came here, I'd taken the church in '82, Jack came in '85. We watched him get involved in many of the ministries at Northwest, and bus ministry, jail ministry. He was just an outstanding soul winner and just got behind all the ministries, and sent him off to Bible college, and then he hooked up with Joe Boyd. We got him hooked up with Joe Boyd, and he traveled with Joe Boyd for 3 years and was trained by him. He's an excellent soul winner and a good man. Jack is a faithful man, a man who will stay busy in the work. Graduated from Bible college and traveled back and forth every week as he was going to Bible college and coming back to Northwest, and never ever missed a service, not one time. Very faithful man, and you can count on Jack Ferguson as your missionary. He's been serving on the mission field now since 2000. He's done a marvelous job in Mexico as a orphanage and a church. He's just done an outstanding job, and I want to recommend him highly. Of course, as you know, a lot of times missionaries' supports are dropped by churches that either gone defunct or lost mission support. Jack is a worthy candidate. He has proven himself now for all these years, and you will not be sorry if you get behind Jack Ferguson in your mission budget. God bless you. Thank you, Pastor.